Okay, watch this part of the video and compare and contrast this to with how we allow dogs to hurt our fellow humans.
And bullying a weaker kid who did them no harm. The boy likes being part of the gang, but his heart really isn't in the bullying. Later, he feels some dissonance about what he did. How can a decent kid like me, he wonders, have done such a cruel thing to a nice, innocent little kid like him? To reduce the dissonance, he will try to convince himself that the victim is neither nice nor innocent. He is such a nerd and a crybaby. Besides, he would have done the same to me if he had the chance. Once the boy starts down the path of blaming the victim, he becomes more likely to beat up on the victim with even.
Doesn't that sound like dog culture? Every time a little kid is attacked, they focus on, we got to make the kid act different. Oh, the kid must have triggered the dog. Oh, all dogs are precious. Oh, if my dog trusts somebody, you're a good person. Therefore, that kid must be a bad person. This bullying example is exactly like dog culture. Blame the victim, and then that sets us up with this foundation to keep blaming the victim more and more. Oh, it's the owner, it's the owner. Oh, it's we need adult supervision. Yet dogs more and more and more are putting more people in the emergency room. They're marketed harder and harder and harder. And that's just like what's going on here with this cognitive dissonance.
greater ferocity the next chance he gets. This dynamic of a nice kid becoming a bully by convincing himself that the victim deserved it is the same dynamic that occurs at a collective level when normal people scapegoat an ethnic, religious, or political minority. The scapegoating process typically begins with minor transgressions being committed against the scapegoated group. Perhaps the group is banned from certain places or stripped of certain rights. An act.
Isn't that very reminiscent of dog culture? The more and more that these dog attacks happen, the more we just blame more people. Oh, it must be the training, the breeder, blah, blah, blah. Yet we more and more and more don't even focus on the fact that a dog is a fanged predator living in our house where it can kill and does kill our children. Look what it's about to talk about. The group that is getting scapegoated, the victims, these would be the people that don't want dogs next to their kids. They're more and more and more excluded from areas of society. That's what dog culture does. You can't go to a park, you can't go to a restaurant, you can't walk down the street without being barked at, stepping in dog shit. If you don't want to be part of the dog culture, you're forced to be part of it. You can't visit somebody without being barked at for 5 minutes before you can talk to them. So you're being excluded from society. That's what this cognitive dissonance does.
Act of justification usually follows these initial transgressions, whereby the scapegoated group is demonized in the minds of the aggressors with words and accusations. For example, the scapegoats may be labeled as degenerate, disease ridden, or a threat to society, or they will be accused of fictitious crimes. This demonization process paves the way for even worse acts of aggression to follow, and if.
Yeah, people that don't want dogs get demonized. Oh, you're a dog hater. Oh, you're a killer of dogs. Yet it's the people that own dogs that fill up the shelters. It's the people that own dogs that kill each other's dogs. But the people that don't want dogs in their life, that just don't want to listen to barking or step in poop, they don't want to watch TV shows that are full of bark tracks and everything else. People that want peace and quiet and don't want to spend a ton of money on dogs. They become demonized, and more it's cool. It's cool to demonize people that don't want a dog in their life. Like right now on social media, if you want someone to instantly be hated by like 10 of your friends, just go say that that person doesn't like dogs. Next thing you know, that person will be demonized, banned from groups. They'll have death threats on their YouTube channels. So yeah, this whole thing that's going on right here in this video, this is just like the cognitive dissonance of dog culture. People that aren't into owning dogs become demonized, they become the minority, and they become pushed away from all areas of society because like kids can't even go play in many neighborhoods because of stray dogs. So kids have to sit home playing on TikTok all day.
This process, which the psychologist Irvin Staub called a continuum of destruction, is not halted, the end result can be horrifying, as evidenced in the totalitarian states of the 20th.
Okay, so we'll pause it right there. But yeah, watch this video. Watch some other of these Academy of Idea videos. This dog culture right now demonizes a section of society that just wants peace and quiet, that just doesn't want to be bit, that just wants to be able to take their kids on a hiking trail or to the park without stepping in dog shit and seeing dog turd bags everywhere. But yet they're being pushed out of society and being treated like a demon or like a minority. And they're even getting blamed for the problems that dog culture brings. And all the problems that dog culture brings, the animal cruelty, the fighting, the overflowing shelters, the disease, that's all caused by the dog owners themselves. But yet they blame people that don't want dogs. They call them zoo sadists and everything else. So yeah, cognitive dissonance in the dog culture, it's a route to totalitarianism. It's a route to easily demonize somebody. Like, how terrible is it that right now, if I wanted someone in my life to be hated by 10 other people in my life, all I would have to do is make a few comments about that person pulled a dog leash too hard or that person doesn't like dogs. Instantly, people would just be all over it, ready to run him over with a truck. Just like the business owners that don't want dogs going up in their business. They'll be ready to crush a business. And it's like, if that business is crushed, where are those dogs and people going to go? Like, they don't even think about that. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Enjoy.